the community wants and needs, because we live here too.
Definitely in touch with the city and what's going on.
The Boss, 101.5 FM, 1390 AM, WOHS, Shelby.
You hear them pads going clack, 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 clack. You hear them clicks going tap, 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 tap. 704 beats per Alex. Yeah. First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the water cooler. You be on the benches. Think your team better, but they lack skill. First snap, I leave your backs in the backfield. Your quarterback scared, I see it in his eyes. Sent the receiver in motion, that's just a disguise. My linebackers, they stepping up. Clog a hole, no letting up. Taking on them big blocks. On fourth down, we get big stops. My secondary is balling out. Your offense keeps stalling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Cause special teams come punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Learjet.
Yeah. Friday night lights continue tonight. Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Terry Reinhardt's here. Shannon Allen's here. I'm Hunter Yancey. We're bringing you some Friday night football matchups tonight. And it's not regular season anymore, folks. No, it is playoff times here in North Carolina. 1A, 2A, 3A.
Can you say playoffs?
Playoffs?
No, it's here.
Talking playoffs.
Is it here? It's here.
It's here.
We like it.
And we've got jam-packed, full whiteboards over here, full of games that we'll have to make predictions on. Some of them we might know a little bit more about than others.
I got it. I'll go ahead and predict the winners. Y'all get back in your buses. Come on back.
Terry.
Our surrounding county teams will win tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good.
I don't know. There may be one or two.
Well, we got some of ours playing each other.
Well, you got to say
How in the world can we have that? Why don't we play somebody we haven't seen?
I know at 2A West, I don't know if you can look, or the big 2A West, every game has somebody from this area.
Yes, it does.
That we do on Friday.
That's exactly right.
Exactly right. Every single one of them. I'll go ahead and mention some of the games that we'll have on our stations. On the Shelby Golden Lion YouTube channel, I'll give you one guess who's going to be on there. Yes, it's Shelby. Shelby will be hosting West Iredell. On the Crest Chargers YouTube channel, Crest will be hosting Irwin. On the Kings Mountain YouTube channel, Kings Mountain will be traveling to play West Henderson. On WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and on WLON 1050 AM, 107.5 FM, West Lincoln will be traveling to play against Ashe County. And then on the Burns Bulldogs YouTube channel, WOHS 1390 AM, 101.5 FM, I will be there. I'll be leaving here at 6:30, so I'm going to leave you guys with Terry and Shannon. But the Burns Bulldogs will be hosting the East Lincoln Mustangs. I think that's going to be a pretty good ball game tonight.
Can I interrupt? Can I interrupt just a second?
Yes.
I do want to mention that the state basically has the rights for the video.
Yeah.
All right. If we want to video a game, instead of the $150, it's $500. David Brinkley from Kings Mountain called yesterday and said send him the bill for the Kings Mountain video.
Cool.
So we will have video coverage tonight of the Kings Mountain game. So we want to thank David Brinkley with Brinkley Financial Associates.
Big thank you.
And he said send in the bill. He said as long as the Mountaineers are in it, our fans going to see the game.
All right.
So,
Think about that. Congratulations.
How about
Thank you.
that? So if anybody else in the community wants to step up and do something like that for like West Lincoln or East Lincoln or Burns or Crest or Shelby, you're more than welcome to.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't get the money.
No.
It's nothing off our. We're not making any money on it like that. It's the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and their rules. So it goes from the $150 rate to $500. So
$500 per game.
$500 per game. $500 per game that it costs for us to video tonight. And David Brinkley Financial Associates stepped up and said, send me the bill. So There we go. So Kings Mountain fans,
fantastic.
Yeah.
hey, Kings Mountain fans, they get to watch the games.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry, we get to watch a game in the studio here tonight.
I am telling you, I am really pumped now.
There you go.
And by the way, the Tar Heels do play Gardner-Webb tonight.
Yes, they do.
When?
Yes, they do. They play
9
Gardner
o'clock.
Webb tonight.
9 o'clock.
You look at these playoffs, as Calvin's talking about, but on the other end of it, we're talking about Burns and East Lincoln playing. That's like flip-flop from last year when West Lincoln had a better record than East Lincoln and had to go to Shelby, while East Lincoln goes up to Pisgah. This year, it's like flip-flop the other way, where East Lincoln has a better record, and they have to play Burns, and West Lincoln, with a worse record in the conference and all, gets to go to Ashe County. I don't understand how we do these playoffs. I do not understand it at all, but, I'm quite sure that East Lincoln would take another bid, or Burns, either one, not to have to play each other and go play somebody from up there.
Yeah. I'll say this, another shout out, big thank you, Brinkley Financial Group. I know
Yes.
they were one of our title sponsors last year when we were doing Kings Mountain games. I know I was doing those, and Brinkley Financial was over that. So big thank you to them. You got football to watch
That's
tonight,
it.
so there you go. Again, that'll be on Kings Mountain's YouTube channel. Well, gentlemen, we've got a lot of games to get into, so I think we might as well jump right into it before we can hit some breaks later. We're going to start with the far board. I'm going to start with the high seed over there. Reidsville is going to be playing Forbush. I don't know anything about either one of these teams, so I'm going to defer to you two. We'll start with Terry.
Anybody's ever been to Reidsville, once you go there, they've got their banners up. If you've never been to Reidsville, I think everybody should go there one time. It's, to me, one of the fantastic places to go in high school football. When you come in there, they're going to let you know that you're there. And even the players, some of the coaches will also, hey, this is Reidsville. We are the Reidsville Rams. We are 25-time state champion, but 16 since 1972. And they'll let you know that on the field as much as anywhere else. But in this game here, this game is not even going to be close. You can forget this game from once it starts. Forbush, you made a trip. West Lincoln made that trip over there. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Reidsville 51, Forbush 10.
Yeah, Reidsville. You want to know how good Reidsville is? Just ask them; they'll tell you.
Yeah,
they're very proud of themselves and very proud of their program up there. And traditionally, year in and year out, they're always that one team in that little 2A that is, whether they go west or east, they're going to be number one seed. Because they don't play nobody. But I didn't say that. But anyway, tonight I think
there's nobody over there.
That's right.
Oh.
They come from a very weak conference, and I'm not going to get into that. But Forbush is probably going to be the toughest.
I'm going to say something.
Oh, yeah.
Last time I said that about Reidsville, they cakewalked over us. So,
I'll say it. I don't care. I don't.
Just tell us how you really
very
feel.
good.
Just tell us how you really feel.
Forbush, and I mean this hardly. Forbush probably the best team they played all year so far.
Problem.
Maybe not, but top three at least. But they'll have no problem. Reidsville will win. It will be as much as they want to score, and 56-0 would probably be a good average score. Probably. I mean, they may get 70. But
And
they'll win easy.
And see what's crazy. So this is the first game we'll be talking about tonight so far, Reidsville Forbush, and we've already predicted a blowout.
Yeah.
I've got a question for both of you. Over under 10 games tonight will be blowouts. 10 games out of all the ones we have on the board. Over under 10 games will be blowouts.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
over
10 or more. Yeah.
Over.
I will too. In round one.
Right.
I will.
Okay.
Now you get to round two, I might change my mind, but.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's just a question because, like I said, it's the first one we're talking about. We're already saying it's a blowout. All these teams, they played hard to get here, but it's always bad when you go up there to get blown out. West Stokes will be hosting North Wilkes. 4-13 West Stokes. Shannon, West Stokes blowout North Wilkes.
Yeah, West Stokes, North Wilkes, that traditional mountain team up there in Wilkes County, and they are usually big. I know Shelby, I think, went up there a couple years ago when Shelby, Terry, was ranked the low seed, and they had to travel to get to the state championship. Now, they either went to North or West Wilkes, one of them. And they were having a great season in, reality city. They just cannot play with teams down here. West Stokes, yeah, it's close to West Wilkes. It's just right down the road there, I guess 40, but West Stokes will have too much form, too much firepower. And this game, that'll probably be a blowout, 49.
Yeah, North Wilkes comes out of the same conference that Ashe County that West Lincoln's going to play tonight out of. But we went up there. I played them in football and basketball over at West Lincoln. West Lincoln's had no trouble with them any time. Basketball-wise, they do things a little different when you're up there. They stop the clock at every time instead of running the clock continuous. That was one of the longest nights of basketball I'd ever seen in my life when we got home at 1 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, this is football. This right here will be no trouble. West Stokes will win up there. I'm going to go 35-10.
35-10, West Stokes over North Wilkes. See, Brevard will be hosting Hendersonville. 3-14 matchup, Terry.
Well, you're back up there in them mountain countries, and Brevard, I think, is going to go over a win at home over Hendersonville. I mean, you always look at their rank and where they seated. Will this game be closer? I think it will. Brevard will win this game 24-17 over Hendersonville.
Yeah, Brevard, they got lucky last week. They got beat by Pisgah, but there was a three-way tie for first, and they drew the top seed out of that conference. So, but Brevard, yeah, they're a good team. But the thing about Hendersonville, they played Burn. They played them, a local team around here. Yeah. That's a team that doesn't quit. Yeah. Get a big lead on them. Next thing you know, they're coming back with a force. But I think, I'm gonna predict maybe an upset here. I'm gonna say Hendersonville will go up to Brevard, and I think they will defeat Brevard. Go ahead and write that down. Write it down.
Write it down here, Terry.
I'm gonna say 28-21.
Write it down. Write it down. Make a note.
I need to write that down.
Make a note. But I'll say this: that's not too bold of a prediction, because if you think about it, the reason Brevard even got that seed is because they won the coin flip or the straw drawing or whatever. So, like you said, Pisgah could be a better team, and the other team that they tied with could be a better team because they have just because they have the same record though, and they got the long end of the stick. Yeah, they did. Freedom will be hosting West Rowan. Shannon, this is an 8-9 matchup, rather closer in the rankings. Will it be close on the field?
I like Freedom's chances here. They just have a very, the thing that scares me about Freedom is their defense. They just seem they cannot stop anybody. They can score, but they just seem to can't stop anyone. I don't really know anything about West Rowan to say anything. I know what they've done in years past, but this year, they seem like they're very close records. And but having to play at home, I'm gonna give Freedom the edge, and I think that'll help them. And I'm gonna say 35-21, 35-28.
35-28. Well, West Rowan leads this series 2-0. This is their 22nd appearance. They are 33-18 in the playoffs. Freedom comes in 13-26. And here's the reason that I'm not taking Freedom tonight. At home, Freedom is 10-13 in the playoffs. So I'm going to go with West Rowan to win this game on the road over at Freedom. I think this is going to be one of them games about like the Freedom Crest game, but I've got West Rowan winning this one 48-44.
48-44 is Terry's prediction. We got to keep moving on though. Chase will be hosting Drawn, the 6-11 matchup. Terry, we're going to throw it right back to you. Is this one close on the field?
Well, this one right here, the series tied 2-2 all time between these two teams. This is Drawn's third appearance in the playoffs. They are 1-2. Chase comes in. This is their 12th appearance in the playoffs. They are 5-11 overall in the playoffs. They're led by quarterback Caden Hampton, throwing for 19 touchdowns, and he's also ran for 14. But here's the big deal. Drawn in their overall football thing, and you look at them, they're 7-4 right now. So, and Chase is 9-2. Overall for Drawn, they're 39-85 all time. A win tonight would mark only their 40th win in football history up there at Drawn. So they've had a great year. But when you are having to go to Chase and you're playing the farm country, I got a feeling though that Chase is going to come out on top of this one, I think, and I'm going to go 35-21 Chase.
Yeah, I agree. I think Chase is Drawn is having a great year compared to what they've been in the past. But Chase, this is a different Chase team than they've had in the past, and a very strong and dangerous team, especially at the farm. And Chase will, I'm going to say 42-14. Chase will easily win the night and advance the second round.
Charlotte Catholic hosting Forest View. That's a household name in this area, Charlotte Catholic. Them in the 2A, they're 3A, as well as the Shelby Golden Lions are perennial state champions in the western part of North Carolina. But Forest View's had a really good year this year.
Yeah.
But is Charlotte Catholic going to be a little bit too much for them, Shannon?
Yeah, as you know, you feel for Forest View because they've had a good year. They're making the playoffs and they're coming in strong. But now you got to play Catholic, one of the best 3A teams in recent history in this area. So Forest View is led on the ground by Jermarian Dawkins and Camry Reed, and so they're going to run the ball. They're going to try to pound it down Catholic's throat. Catholic, on the other hand, is also running. Paul Neal's going to be their running back, and that's their workhorse. Going to Catholic is, I say that's a 14-point advantage for Catholic, easily. Because if you've never been there, it's a different atmosphere.
It was nice.
The student sections is just different.
I was there last year when Kings Mountain went down there in the semifinals.
Yeah, does the students sit? They sit off to the side like these, or is that the band? The band
But I thought that was the band. One of them sits literally right behind the goalpost. Yeah.
So that if you're not used to that, if you're not expecting that, that's going to be a handle for them, and I think Catholic will win. Great year for Coach Medlin down at Forest View, but Catholic wins 35-14.
Go ahead, Terry.
On my side, Forest View comes in 6-5, Charlotte Catholic 7-3. Not a great year for Charlotte Catholic. This is their 36th appearance in the playoffs. They are 75-27 overall, but they are the defending champs of the 3A. And I just think this is going to be way too much for Forest View. Forest View in the playoff is 6-17 all time in the playoffs. And I'm like y'all, when you have to make that trip to Charlotte Catholic, I'm like Shannon. That's a good 14 points. Charlotte Catholic 42, Forest View 14.
Okay, so it looks like we're getting ready to continue with the rest of the games before we get to the ones that are on our network. But before we do that, we've got to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more Witherspoon Insurance pregame show here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
All right, can I interrupt a commercial break?
Yeah.
Okay, just got a phone call from Robert Morgan Funeral Home and Cremation Service. He said if the Crest Chargers win, that he wants to do exactly what David Brinkley does for Kings Mountain.
There you go.
He is going to pick up the Crest Charger tab of $500 per game starting next week if the Chargers come through. So
look at that.
So where's our Shelby folks?
Where's the Shelby folks?
Yeah. You need the Shelby folks as well. Burns as well.
West Lincoln.
Everybody.
North Lincoln. Yeah.
If you want to see your team
on video. So Robbie Morgan up at Robert Morgan Funeral Home and Cremation Service, LLC in Bowling Springs. So we appreciate Robert.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, calling in and starting next week. It's too late tonight, of course.
Yeah.
But because we have to apply for it and all that, we just barely got in yesterday with Kings Mountain and David Brinkley's contribution. So there we go. So Charger fans, starting next week, we'll have video, and Robert Morgan Funeral Home Cremation Service is going to pick up the tab on the $500 video cost. So
big thank you to them. Big thank you.
All right, we'll take a break. Witherspoon Insurance pregame show.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Gamble's Auto Service at 104 South DeKalb Street in Uptown Shelby is your one-stop service center for repair work on your auto. Locally owned and operated since 1980, they offer light and medium automotive repair on all types of vehicles. Bill Gamble and his friendly staff can do state inspections, minor engine repair work, brakes, air conditioning, and heating service, timing belts, tune-ups, and oil changes, and lubrication. And now Gamble sells new and used tires. Stop by and let Gamble's Auto Service take care of your automotive repairs and servicing. That's Gamble's Auto Service, 104 South DeKalb Street, Uptown Shelby. Call 704-487-5079.
Need a licensed electrician to service your home? Give us a jingle, or just use this one.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
For local pros, call Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? Give us a jingle, or just use this one.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
For local pros, call Mr. Sparky.
Glen Oaks Golf Club in Maiden reminds listeners in times of war and peace, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment, patriotism, sacrifice, and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those who serve today. This from Glen Oaks Golf Club in Maiden. Give them a call at 828-428-2451. Proud to salute all the members of our military services. From the originator, not the imitator. Before you buy your next set of tires, check around and compare, and you'll find the best prices are at Oakey's Tire and Recapping in Shelby. With name brands like Goodyear, Mastercraft, Michelin, Yokohama, Firestone, GT Radio, Dura, and more. Plus, Oakey's has used tires too, and road service is available. And they'll rotate and balance your tires for the lifetime of your tire. Oakey's Tire and Recapping, 800 West Warren Street in Shelby, Cleveland County's hometown dealer for over 32 years. You could get a free turkey. And that's no more. Saturday, November 23rd is Test Drive Turkey Day at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby. Come in and test drive a new Honda or a new Kia or one of the late model used cars or trucks and get a free turkey. All you have to do is take a test drive and get a free turkey. Plus, there will be free turkey sandwiches, chips, and drinks. Take a test drive, get a free turkey. Saturday, November 23rd at Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need.
It's time to head to the Woodbridge Handy Mart. They've got 90 octane ethanol-free gasoline. Your engines will run smoother and longer. And while you're there, check out their Hunt Brothers Pizza and Wings. Plus 2-liter Sundrops are 99 cents. Start your day off with one of their breakfast biscuits, and lunch sandwiches are served till 2 p.m. Get a hot dog on the roller grill and cool off with a frozen slushie or fountain drink at the Woodbridge Handy Mart, 987 Stony Point Road near the old Woodbridge Golf Course. Open till 9 p.m. every day.
You hear them pads going click, 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 click. You hear them clicks going tap, 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 tap. 704 beats per Alex. Yeah.
Well, it's 1st and 10, and we're going to continue on with the rest of the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Before we continue, though, big shout out to Mitchum's Kitchen, 6679 Highway 27 West Vale, North Carolina. 704-276-1115 for takeout, 704-276-1153 for catering. Big thank you to them for being our dinner sponsor tonight. You guys enjoying what you got from them?
Oh,
absolutely, every night.
I love it.
Knowing everybody else too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
We in there picking off everybody else's. Sorry if you're missing a few things. A shrimp. I will not say it was Shannon, but I won't also say it wasn't Shannon. So we're going to go back to the games that are happening tonight. Again, this is playoff time here in North Carolina. I just touched on a 3A game between Charlotte Catholic and Forest View. Well, the way this is written up on the board, I had skipped over one of the other 2A games happening tonight. Newton Conover is hosting Thomasville. Newton Conover, I think, was one of the big surprise teams really in the South Fork 2A. Nobody really knew how they were going to be this year. New head coach, seeing how they were going to roll throughout the season, and they turned out to have a pretty decent season. Terry, does Newton Conover win in the first round?
Well, here you go. The main thing, they're playing at home. That's a bonus.
Yeah.
You know, but you're playing Thomasville. Thomasville's been in the playoffs 36 times. It's their 36th appearance. They are 77-28, so they're not used to going into the playoffs getting knocked out in round one. They enter this game 8-3. Newton Conover comes in 7-4. Newton Conover in the playoff 36-27, all time in their playoff run. But you got a team coming in here. Thomasville believes. I remember when Lincoln went over to Thomasville to play them, and that was a hard place to play. Loved their barbecue though on their hot dogs over that way. But Anyway, I mean, it has nothing to do with the football game. But this will be a tough matter for them to have to handle. Coach Pack is going to have his guys ready. Thomasville will put out as many athletes on the field as Newton Conover can and might have more. I've got this one right here, and I'm going to go with Thomasville on the road to win at Newton Conover. I think this will be a thrilling game to watch. I'm going to go 42-35 Thomasville.
That's the second upset Terry has picked so far tonight. He picked West Rowan over Freedom, and now he's picking the 10 seed over the 7, Thomasville over Newton Conover. Shannon.
Yeah, Terry, I'm also going to pick Thomasville. The reason being is when I think about Newton Conover, yes, they had a great season, but when they play a team that can match them speed, match them athlete for athlete, as they did with Burns, they had a whole lot of trouble with Burns. Got blown off the field. So I'm looking at Thomasville. You know, I think they can come in just going exactly what you said. I think they're going to have athletes to match them and probably have more athletes to counter, have more to take advantage. And I think Thomasville will go into Newton and win. And I think it's going to, I'm going to say like a 35-27 type game. It'll be a close. You say a shootout. It could very well be that. But a lot of pride coming in there from Thomasville.
Okay, so both of you have picked the upset. I'm going to move over to another 3A game now that I think could possibly have upset written on it as well. Hunter Huss, the 4 seed, is hosting number 13 Monroe. Some people forget Monroe this year when they played Kings Mountain was up on Kings Mountain very early. Very early. Of course, Kings Mountain battled back to win that ball game convincingly, but Monroe showed that they're able to play with everybody, Cleveland County boys or not, even the Gaston County teams. We'll see if they can play with them. Who do you have winning this ball game between Hunter Huss and Monroe, Shannon?
I've got Monroe winning, and the reason being is, again, just like the Newton game, Monroe, they're going to, what the thing Hunter Huss does is they just, they out-athlete you. Mm-hmm. And Monroe comes in, and they're going to have athletes just as good, if not faster, than Hunter Huss. Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing I like about Hunter Huss is they have a very stout defensive line. But Monroe is going to, if they get the ball out in the open spaces, just a little dump pass to the right or left, I think they can take advantage of that. Hunter Huss offensively, they've gotten better, but I don't think it, what's his name, Nash, Dontavius Nash, the receiver they have over there. I think he and Wallace work well together, but who else? It can't be McDowell at running back because he really hadn't done much there at Hunter Huss. Yeah, he's done enough to get him by. Mm-hmm. But I think there has to be another receiver out there. But Monroe, going back to Kings Mountain, I think they jumped all over them. Yeah. They were playing at Monroe. But I think Monroe wins this one, and I'm going to say 28-14, Monroe and Huss.
And Monroe comes in 6-5, Hunter Huss 8-2. This is Monroe's 30th appearance in the playoff. 37-28 all-time. Hunter Huss comes in 17-26. And again, here we are playing at home. You have an opportunity here, but I'm going to go with Shannon. I think Monroe's going to win on the road tonight, and I got it a little bit closer than what Shannon's got. I got Monroe. That's one of those games that you want to go watch. I've got Monroe 24, Hunter Huss 21.
Looks like all three of us figured there would be an upset over Hunter Huss this week, but we'll see what happens. AC Reynolds will be hosting Hickory. Terry, AC Reynolds come out on top.
This is a game here. Hickory won last week to put themselves into playoffs. They come in 18-24-1 all time. AC Reynolds comes in their 29th appearance, 52-25. They are a 3-time state champion here, 99, 2002, and 2009. They're on a 9-game winning streak, and they've outscored their opponents 446-43. And I think that's going to be way too much for Hickory to be able to compete with up there. And I got a feeling this game right here, Hickory's played good against the opponents they played against, but this is not going to be in their alley to run with. And I've got AC Reynolds 52, Hickory 14.
Yeah, I think Reynolds, I saw them earlier this summer in a 7-on-7, and they have athletes everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And they're led by quarterback Eli Carr, who's thrown for over 2,600 yards. And they have a good balanced rushing attack. If Reynolds can get that going, I mean, tonight's not going to be it's just a bump in the road. They're just going to go over and keep going. But if Reynolds can get that passing and running game going here in the playoffs, they're going to be hard to handle. They'll easily beat Hickory tonight, and I'm going to say 49.
Statesville, 2 seed, hosting North Buncombe. Does Statesville keep rolling tonight, Shannon?
Oh, yeah. Statesville's one of the top teams in the West, and rightfully so. North Buncombe, granted, they're going to come down the mountain And again, one of those mountain teams trying to do the impossible, and it's not going to happen tonight. Statesville's going to be too athletic and just too fast for them. And I'm going to say 56. I'll give them 7. 56 to 7.
Well, all I'm going to say about Statesville, it's a different place to play at when you go over there. I remember Lincoln and going there, and they stopped the game about halftime because they were running somebody down on the field. And, you know, you have a fence on the other side, and they all want to gather up, and the cops go over there and make them all leave because you hadn't paid to get in.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I
it's
remember.
a whole different place
I
over
was there last year when Kings Mountain went up to Statesville and played. Now, this is how the site was. The principal was there. He's the nicest man in the world I've ever talked to. We had him on at the halftime show and talked with him. And they have a quarterback, I believe he said was a sophomore last year. So he's a junior this year, and he's very excellent left-handed for Statesville. But it started to sleet. And, of course, they were just trying to get the game in. Well, half the stadium lights went out. And they were like, well, we're just going to have to continue to play this ball game. So we played in half darkness, and half of it had the stadium lights going. So who knows what's going to happen in Statesville tonight.
Yeah, it's one of them places that when the game's over, you get in your car and you get on out of there. Yeah, but Statesville have no trouble tonight. Randall Gusler, the coach over there, he's a former West Lincoln guy who was there for 1 year, but he's back home over in Statesville. He'll have no trouble tonight moving on 51-7 Statesville.
All right. Northeast Guilford will be hosting Parkwood. And I saw Parkwood earlier this year. They are the only team to beat the North Lincoln Knights this year. And it was in overtime, and it was the first game of the season. Since then, we know what North Lincoln has gone on to do. Not really sure how Parkwood season has gone, but they're the 11th seed. So, Terry, does Parkwood have a chance against Northeast Guilford, or is this going to be more of a one lopsided game?
This is really going to be tough. When you go into Guilford County, whether it's Northern Guilford, Southeastern Guilford, Northeastern Guilford, or whoever, they're about like Cleveland County. When they put football teams together, they're all pretty good, you know. And I know we've had some great matchups between Cleveland County and the Guilford County schools in the past. And this one right here will be hard for Parkwood to go in and win. But I think it's going to be a close game. But I got Northeast Guilford winning this one right here, 27-21 over Parkwood.
Yeah, I think Northeast Guilford will be better. Will be better tonight. And again, that's one of those teams in that western side of the 3A bracket you look at, and with local teams, you're thinking, wow, that could be another. Because Crest played them in the state championship game a couple times, and you know that could be a matchup that can happen. You never know. But yeah, Northeast Guilford will be too big. Maybe not too strong. They'll be too big, too fast for Parkwood. I'm going to say 42-14.
And that ends the far board. Not sure if Calvin's going to want us to take a break, or if I can get... Yeah, there we go. Hey, so I got to ask sometimes. I'd hate to get halfway and then he comes in here telling me break. So Big Man says it's time for a break. We got to listen to the boss man. So we're going to go to commercials, and we'll be back after these messages with more Witherspoon Insurance pregame show here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price, with names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986. Mason Whitaker of Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete of the Month. Mason is a junior at Lincoln and is the son of Kevin and Emily Whitaker. Mason is a center striker for the Lincoln soccer team. He also plays football and wrestles. Mason has a grade point average of 4.4792 with advanced courses in calculus, Adobe Digital, and video design. He is a member of the Beta Club and FCA. He's a member of the Lincoln County Sheriff's Explorers and a junior class student representative. After graduation, Mason would like to play soccer in college and study architectural design. The Scholar Athlete of the Month is sponsored by McDonald's, the What's Up Shopper, and KTC Broadcasting.
You know, life is too short to be stuck in the cold. Hopper Heating and Air Conditioning in Shelby says, do all you can to stay comfortable in your home this winter season. Call Hopper Heating and Air to schedule your precision tune-up and ask about the new customer discounts. Hopper Heat and Air Conditioning is located at 2310 Kings Road Extension in Shelby. Just call 704-482-8207 or visit the website at hopperhvac.com. Hopper Heating and Air Conditioning. Like them on Facebook too. Buy from the originator, not the imitator. Before you buy your next set of tires, check around and compare, and you'll find the best prices are at Oakey's Tire and Recabbing in Shelby. With name brands like Goodyear, Mastercraft, Michelin, Yokohama, Firestone, GT Radio, Dura, and more. Plus, Oakey's has used tires too, and road service is available. And they'll rotate and balance your tires for the lifetime of your tire. Oakey's Tire and Recapping, 800 West Warren Street in Shelby, Cleveland County's hometown dealer for over 32 years. Feast your eyes on a Whirlpool Black Stainless Steel Suite, now available at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. It's the first ever black stainless steel, the new premium color that is as bold as you are. And it's from Whirlpool and Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center. Yes, care can be messy. That's why the Whirlpool Black Stainless Steel Suite is fingerprint resistant. And it performs as good as it looks and is the perfect touch for any kitchen. So be bold. See the new Whirlpool Black Stainless Steel Suite today at Hendrick Appliance, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. You'll be blown away by the deals on Milwaukee chainsaws at Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain. Right now, when you buy a select Milwaukee chainsaw, you'll get a free Milwaukee blower. That's right, free. Plus, check out other great deals like ceramic fire pits, regular $129.95, now $99.95. Plus, you'll find great deals on case knives, including a limited edition Halloween knife. And get those Carolina nuts for the holidays. Now in stock at Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue, Kings Mountain. Now's the time to buy your new Kubota from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, pay zero money down. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Come on in now for all the details. All for good on the Kubota BX Series, the Kubota B Series, the Kubota L Series, and the Kubota MX Series tractors. Again, zero money down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get your new Kubota today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. For over 100 years, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home in Falston has been providing services to families of our community with care and compassion. And now the Stamey Funeral Home has added the Cremation Center along with a new name, the Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center. The Stamey Tysinger Funeral Home and Cremation Center on Highway 182 in Falston, and the Stamey Funeral Home in Cherryville, located on Dixie Street in Cherryville, serving you with care and compassion in your time of need.
People are talking about when they listen to The Boss.
We listen to you all the time. I listen to it at night, in the morning, at work, everywhere I go.
The Boss, 101.5 FM, 1390 AM, WOHS, Shelby.
You hear them pads going clank, 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 clank. You hear them clicks going tap, 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 tap. 704 beats per hour. Yeah. First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the water cooler. You be on the benches.
Okay. We're back in. Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Looking at just 8 minutes after 6. Still got a lot of ball games to talk about. So we just finished the first board. We're going to jump to our second board now. I don't want to pronounce this wrong. Allegheny?
That's it.
Allegheny.
An N.
Oh, Allegheny.
Yeah, it looks like
There's
an
an N. Yeah, it looks like an M up there. Allegheny hosting Union. I mean, I don't know about you two. We might just get through this one pretty fast. Terry.
Well, I'm going to be honest.
That's
I
all
don't know nothing about Allegheny.
Yeah.
And I have no clue about Union.
All right.
So I'm going to take, I'm going to go with the underdog of winning. On the road at Allegheny. I have no clue who Union is. I mean, I'm just being honest.
I know we see here
one of
we're
those things
confused.
that's thrown up there this time. We kept saying, hey, some of these teams we do know, some of them we do not. This is one I do not know.
And we don't know either one of
Yeah.
them.
I don't even know where it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Union, South Carolina. It's not Union Academy. It's not down on Monroe.
But
it's Union.
I'm going Union 24, Allegheny 21.
The U.
The U with the upset.
Yeah, I'm just going to take Allegheny.
Go ahead and take the one that's higher seed.
It's like my last name. I know they're going to be good. So I'm going to say Allegheny 21, Union 20.
I'm like you. I'm taking Allegheny because home team and the betting world's a 3-point favorite. So I'm going to take Allegheny at home. Don't put money on it, ladies and gentlemen. It is not legal. But I'm just putting it that way. So now we're back to teams that we know, at least one of them. The Maiden Blue Devils had a very good season this year. If I'm not mistaken, they finished second in the conference.
Yes.
They finished second to North Lincoln. They were able to pull an 8 seed in the 2A. Or I'm sorry, are they 2A or 2 Big A?
They're Big A.
They are Big A. Yes, they are 2 Big A, 2 AA. So they will be hosting North Surrey at home. Shannon, does Maiden do it?
Yeah, I think they will. I think Maiden, they came out of it. And I'll tell you what, that conference is a very stout conference. People look at it and say, well, they don't have anybody. I'll tell you what, they've got some good teams in there that beat up on each other, and they hurt each other's records because of their conference play, but they are very stout in what they do. I think Maiden will continue tonight. I don't think North Surrey can contain them on the edges. I don't think they can physically beat them up front. I think Maiden's going to have their way with them. I think this is going to be a blowout for Maiden because playing up there is totally different than playing anywhere else. I'm going to say Maiden 42, North Surrey 7.
North Surrey comes in 7-4, Maiden 8-3. This is the 25th appearance for North Surrey in the playoffs. They come in with a record of 2-24.
Woo!
So, they're led by senior quarterback Chad Swartz. He has 39 touchdowns. He's going to be the guy you're going to hear his name totally all night long. He's got 34-72 passing and 503 rushing. But on Maiden's side, they are in the playoffs when they got 50 wins and 41 losses. They are 33-21 at home, and they are led by sophomore quarterback Ethan Rhodes, 2,110 yards passing, 118 yards rushing for 31 touchdowns. That is a tough place to play in Maiden, and I'm taking Maiden at home to win this one, and I'm going to say 35-14. One thing about Maiden I'm going to throw in also, this past week the New York Times put them in an article of theirs of how
Maiden
football has been so prolonged, of having a lot of players that play, and now they showed the team for this year, and what a drastic difference from 2007 until this year's team. But very interesting to read if anybody wants to read that.
I'll read the New York Times. I'm not that sophisticated.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
They did. They put it. It was
Maiden,
a picture of Maiden. It was sure enough, and they said Maiden High School, Maiden, the town of Maiden, known as the smallest. No, the littlest big football town in America.
Yeah,
and that's what that's what Maiden refers to themselves. And that's what they put. So
that's cool.
So you got Maiden. Both of y'all got Maiden.
Yeah, upset. No, blowout. Excuse me.
Blowout. Winston-Salem hosting West Columbus. I don't know nothing about West Columbus, but I know a little bit about Winston-Salem, and they're pretty good. Shannon.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Well, since y'all two know so much about Winston-Salem, is that Prep? Is that Winston-Salem Prep? Winston-Salem Carver? Winston-Salem Glen?
It's Winston-Salem, and that's all we know.
Winston-Salem.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Prep.
Can't be Carver.
Winston-Salem Prep.
Yes,
okay.
It's Prep.
Well, I mean, is this the first year they've been in the playoffs in football? No. Okay. Well, it's the first year I remember. So I'm gonna say they've got a higher seed. They're better than West Columbus. They'll definitely be faster and probably quicker, stronger, bigger. I'll say 49-0 over West Columbus.
I'm going to go 35-14 Winston-Salem Prep over West Columbus.
Okay.
Good basketball.
Yes.
I'm looking in there, seeing if Calvin has to make it. Nope. All right. Well, we'll keep going then. Smoky Mountain hosting South Point. South Point is the 13 seed. Smoky Mountain, the 4 seed. Cherry. Does South Point have a chance today?
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Anytime that you see a Kings Mountain coming to your place or a South Point coming to your place, I got a feeling you're going to have a long night. And even though South Point comes in 5-6 in the playoffs, they are 53-26-1. Smoky Mountain again 8-3, but they've in their 18th appearance, they are 4-17 in the playoffs. They led by Will Frady, a senior, 1,588 yards total, 21 touchdowns, and junior Dustin Stevens, 1,368 yards, 17 touchdowns. They keep the ball on the ground. This game's going to be fast. It's going to be over early, but I don't know whether they can stop South Point with what they run. And I'm going to say South Point wins this one, and I'm going 42-21.
See, Smoky Mountain comes out of that Mountain 6 2A conference with Brevard and Pisgah. They drew they get the number 2 seed out of that conference. Yeah, they got the number 2 seed. So, I think if they're playing up in the mountains, I think they're great. But unless you play that red bone offense, unless you know how to block it, unless you know how to stop it, I think Smoky Mountain's going to be in trouble. Now, I know I've heard the Greer kid or the Rose kid is coming back.
Yep.
This week, if he comes back, it will be no contest. South Point will win as much as however many as they want to. But I agree with you, Terry. I don't think Smoky Mountain realizes if they're looking at the ranking, they're going to overlook them, and it'll be over by halftime. Game's going to be over by 8:30 anyway, but it'll be over by halftime because South Point's just a totally different animal on their offense. If you've never faced it before, if you don't know how to stop it.
I agree.
So yeah, South Point. I'm going to say if Rose is playing 42-7 over Smoky Mountain.
Hayesville will be hosting Albemarle. Is that Albemarle Lee or is that Albemarle? I don't know why there's a Y at the end there. I don't know. Anyways, Hayesville will be hosting Albemarle. You got to realize, ladies and gentlemen, I'm reading off a board. So whoever is spelling these things, I can only pronounce what they spell. So Hayesville hosting Albemarle. Shannon. Is this another one of those lopsided ball games?
Let me tell you about these two teams.
Do it.
All right, we got.
Tell me.
All right, so which one is this? Albemarle, they're led by senior running back Julius Smith, who's rushed for right under 1,300 yards, and senior Antonio Burns at 820 yards. So they're going to run the football. Albemarle is going to run the football. Hayesville, they are led by junior quarterback Hayden McClure, who's passed for 847 yards. So that'll tell you a little bit about them, not much, but I think I like teams that run it. I love teams that run the football. And if Hayesville, I know they're going to throw it, but I think Albemarle, just because I think Albemarle's going to be better. Even though they're 11th seed, I think they'll be better, and I think they will win tonight on the road. I got them winning 28-14.
28-14. Well, I'm going the very opposite way. If I'd have went back in the late 90s or early 2000s and everything, Albemarle was on top of the world. But they've kind of fell off. And I think that's going to be a difference tonight. And I'm going to take Hayesville to win this game, and I'm going to say 35-21.
All right, going to look on over to the number 3 team in the 2A, in the Big 2A, High Brighton, hosting Wilkes Central. Terry, does High Brighton continue to roll? We know what they are. They're another name in the area, whether it's in the 2A. If it's not Shelby, it's now High Brighton in years past.
Right.
It is. Wilkes Central comes in here 6-5, 16th playoff appearance for them. They are 8-15. High Brighton comes in 10-1. They are 33-19 in the playoffs, but at home they are 27-8. Their only loss this year was the start of the year to Alexander Central. This will be a cakewalk for High Brighton. It's a tough place to go play down in that little hole there, but High Brighton, I got to win in this one, 52-14.
Yeah, it is. It is a hard place to play. It is in that hole. It's dark there. It just seems like it's just in a pit. But Wilkes Central, congratulations on a great season, but it ends tonight. High Brighton, 56-0. I don't think Wilkes is going to score. It'll be too quick for them. I think High Brighton's going to be too quick.
Andrews, 7 seed, hosting 10 seed Cherokee. This is the 1A playoff game. Shannon, who we got in the Andrews and Cherokee matchup?
All right, so Andrews is led by Landon White, over the rush for over 1,000 yards last week, or he got over the 1,000-yard mark last week. And junior running back Gavin Wilson is also around 1,000 yards. Cherokee, Cherokee, I don't think they're going to be able to stop Andrews' offense. Andrews just by what I'm reading here, Andrews has a very powerful running game. Cherokee's probably, didn't they win the state championship a couple years ago in 1A? Didn't they, when they beat Thomas Jefferson? I thought they won the state championship in 1A.
I'd have to look.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I think Andrews, I think they'll just be, I just think they're just going to be too powerful for them. Andrews will win at home 35-14.
And I'm going to go ahead and give you a score because I very little looked at these games on this one, and I've got Andrews winning also. I don't think Cherokee can go in there and win, and I've got 28-21 Andrews.
Well, one of the 3 teams that got caught up in a 3-way tie is Pisgah. We're now on to Pisgah's game. They had the short end of the stick out of the other out of all 3 teams. They were put at the 7 seed, and they're playing against the team that Terry has fallen in love with all year.
Yeah.
The Bunker Hill Bears. So Pisgah will be hosting the Bunker Hill Bears, the 10-seed Bunker Hill Bears, and it's only fitting that I go to Terry to let him go off about the Bunker Hill Bears.
You know, Bunker Hill comes in here 6-5. They're 6-18 all time in the playoffs. Pisgah comes in here 8-2. Their 34th playoff appearance for them. They are 38-31. They've made tremendous strides every time they get into playoffs. It's a tough place to go play. A great football field up there for anybody to go play in. So this is a bonus just for Bunker Hill to be in a play on that field. I mean, you know, a lot of people don't see fields like that. But, you know, last year Pisgah played at home and East Lincoln come in there and knocked them off. Bunker Hill, you've had a great year. This is going to be tough. I think Pisgah's going to learn from last year, and this will be hard for them to not lose back-to-back at home in back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go Pisgah to win here. I know I do not want to, but I've got Pisgah 34, Bunker Hill 14.
Terry, I wouldn't hold against you if you picked with your heart. I wouldn't hold it against you. If you
I
wanted,
want Bunker Hill to win,
there you
but
go.
I
That's all
think
you
this
gotta
will
say.
be the end of it.
I think the one thing that's going to hurt Bunker Hill is going to be their defense. They're giving up 25 points per game. Pisgah's only giving up 10.
Yeah.
That's hard to, especially if you're going there to play. Bunker Hill, yeah, congratulations to them, but I think Pisgah will be too much. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I think Pisgah will win by, I would say 28-20, 28-21. It'll be a one-score game, but it would not surprise me if Bunker Hill does win. That wouldn't surprise me. They come up here and pull off a big game.
Bunker Hill's had a great year. See if they can continue to ride on to that one as they face Pisgah at home. North Lincoln, you want to talk about a team that has had a fantastic year. First, only one and only loss on the season was the first game of the year. Since then, they've been blemished. They have not blemished. They don't have a blemish. That's how I wanted to word that. They don't have a blemish. North Lincoln wins South Fork 2A, but they are hosting RS Central. Shannon, is this game going to be closer than we think it's going to be?
Yes, I think it will be closer. It'll be over by 8:30 again. Both teams are going to run the football. But North Lincoln they've got the Soros kid.
Soros.
He's a difference maker. And excuse me, RS Central I think is they can counter with the run and they can put points on the board, but North Lincoln's defense is going to stop them more than RS is going to stop them. So I think North Lincoln wins easily at home. You know, maybe 35-14, 17 type game. But it'll be, and maybe that ain't close. Some people say it's
it'll be closer than how some of the margin of victory North Lincoln had towards the end of their regular season.
I think it will be, because our Central's played competition. They played, so they're used to getting pushed around and pushed back. So I think North Lincoln will be too much.
And I'm going to go with you. I think North Lincoln plays on is a great thing with Basil and what he's done down there. RS Central, I think, when I told people asked me, and I said, this is not going to be such an easy game as you think. RS Central's played some tough competition this year, but they're coming in 5-6. They're in their 11th appearance in the playoff. They are 4-10. North Lincoln's coming in at 4-7. But since Basil's, everything's changed down there. These guys believe they can win, and I think North Lincoln's going to win this one also. But I've got 38-14 North Lincoln.
Well, I'm still here because, like I said, I'm out of here in 7 minutes to go to the Burns game. I want to ask you this because a lot of people in the area, because I'm from the North Lincoln area, and obviously we cover North Lincoln, but we also cover the 1 seed in the 2AA as well, which is Shelby. If they match up late in the playoffs, like it looks like they're going to have a collision course if everything goes right for both of these teams and no upset happens, is it going to be close? Or are there two styles of play going to one of them's going to have a lot larger advantage than the other one? Because they both have had great seasons.
I mean, I'm just going back to last year's game. I don't remember the score, last year's playoff game, but I think Shelby just speed factor, and because Shelby can stop the run, they can play the run decent. But it's one of those. I like Shelby stopping the run versus North Lincoln stopping this. Again, you can guard one speedy receiver, but can you guard the next guy? And Shelby's got 3 of them out there. But North Lincoln now, they're going to have a collision course with Burns before they meet Shelby, and that's going to be that'll be a tough ball game for them as well. But on both sides, But I give the advantage to Shelby right now.
And if I would be the same way, not taking nothing away from them. I think Basil's done, and I think after playing them last year, he's learned some stuff from that. But I mean, you're talking about facing a team that consistently knows how to play, and they know what winning is. They've been there, done that, and it's not going to change. And when they put the spread out there for you to match up, are you going to play zone and let them? You can't. I mean, you can go to a zone.
Yeah.
But these guys are going to beat you deep anyway, and that's the thing. You want to keep that in front of you.
Yeah.
But you're going to be letting wide open receivers come across.
See, I had the same feeling as well. Like I said, I live near North Lincoln, so I hear all the talk about it. But I would have leaned towards Shelby as well, just because of you said one word, and it's spread.
Yeah.
North Lincoln has played 3 teams in the conference that runs kind of a spread offense. East Lincoln, East Lincoln, Newton Conover, and Maiden. They all run similar styles of offenses, but they're not Shelby's spread offense. They're not that speed, and they're not that execution. Yeah. So, but North Lincoln again handled all 3 of those teams. So I think it would be probably closer than people expect.
It'd be a great game. It'd be a great ball game. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Okay, so West Stanley will be hosting Owen. I've been to Owen before for a playoff game when I was in high school playing soccer. We played, of course, on their football field. If it was at Owen, I would say that's a fantastic place to play at. It's turf field. It's really nice out there. But West Stanley will be hosting the game. Terry, does Owen have a chance at this ball game? This is an 8-9 matchup.
It is, and I've got Owen coming out on top in this one. I think that a little minor upset. Both of these teams 8-9. You don't really consider one better than the other one. You consider should be a great game if you're playing. But, going on the road at West Stanley, it's a different place. But I'm going to take Owen to go on the road to win here, and I'm going to say 37-31 over West Stanley.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game, and I agree with you. The thing about Owen, I think they're going to be able to push West Stanley around. West Stanley probably haven't faced that, and you get these big mountain kids down there, or these strong mountain kids, that they just push you out of the way. I agree. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like maybe a 3-4-5 type ball game. It'll be close, but I think West Stanley, I think Owen will win.
I'm gonna drop right down below, unless you had something else to say, Terry. Didn't know you were.
Good.
East Randolph will be hosting Providence Grove. Shannon, this is a 5-12 matchup. East Randolph come out on top.
Yes, I think just because of the fact they're ranked 5th and Providence Grove ranked 12th.
You don't know, you're like us.
I don't know. I have no clue where Providence Grove is. Eastern Randolph, yes, but East Randolph's tough. You gotta get
every
that.
year.
They're in it every year. So I'm gonna say 42-7 East Randolph.
And I'm almost gonna go with you. I'll go with your 42-14 over Providence Grove. I mean, Eastern Randolph's in the playoffs every year, and they do make runs. Sometimes they make it to the championship of the Western or Eastern bracket, and but. They consistently are in there every year.
Mountain Heritage hosting the Bandy's Trojans, a 1-16 matchup. Terry, are you saying there's a chance?
Well, I spoke of Mountain Heritage last week.
Yeah.
Of a great place to go watch a football game, and for the Bandy's fans going up, if you've never been, enjoy it. It's a good place. But you're 5-6, and you're going against a 9-1 Mountain Heritage. This game's another one that's going to be over early. I mean, because they both run the ball. Bandy's comes in here with 3,501 yards of rushing with 34 touchdowns, but their playoff record is 36-24. The problem I have with it, on the road, they're 16-20. And as for Mountain Heritage, it's their 19th appearance. They only 16-18, but this squad is 55-9 since 2015 coming into this game. And again, it's a tough place. I've got Mountain Heritage, a tough team to stop on the run, but Mountain Heritage 42, Bandy's 14.
So here I am, and I'm wondering, Bandy's can they go up there and upset Mountain Heritage? Well, East Lincoln went up to Pisgah last year and did the same thing. Mountain Heritage, they've shown they're beatable. They had to come back and beat Owen. I read that in the fourth quarter late in the game, and then last week they barely beat Polk County, 28-21.
Yeah, Polk County's pretty good.
But they were playing at Mountain Heritage. But I think Bandy's can give them all they want, but I don't think they can beat them. But I don't really think this will be a blowout. I think Bandy's has the freshman running back. They've got Isaiah Gilchrist running back and junior. And so you want to say, I hope they go up there and win. I mean, I think it'd be great. Go up there and just knock off the champ, or knock off the number 1 seed. But I'm gonna say 35-28. No. I'll give Bandy's that much.
You gonna give Bandy's that much?
I'll give him that much.
I'm an alumni, and I told my grandfather. Now, my grandfather called me on my way up here, and he asked me where Bandy's was going, and I said, well, you know, the projections originally had them playing as a 16th seed, playing a 1. They just happened to draw Mountain Heritage instead of Shelby, so I don't know whether that's a blessing. But I told him, I said, Grandpa, they probably should have just said, and we're ready for basketball season.
Yeah, I know when we went up there, I don't remember the road we were on because I was in the back seat and all of us was together. But we started up that mountain, and you are going straight up a mountain. It looks like your car going to flip over backwards. They're going up that mountain.
221, ain't it? Ain't it going up 221?
I cannot remember what road we was on, but I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
I was ready for us to fall over. I was like, throw the weight to the front.
I'll tell you what, Bandy's, this is coming from a fellow alumni who was very impressed with how you finished last year. But I don't know what Kool-Aid you drank from this year, but I don't think you want to drink from that again next year because, well, it's been fun. Y'all enjoy the drive. Have fun. Seniors, enjoy yourself, all right? Enjoy yourself. And with that, I don't know if Calvin wants us to take a break. I'm pretty sure he does.
He's hollering
break.
break.
Hollering break.
Yeah.
He's hollering break, which is good for me because I got to start heading out of here. Yeah, I got to head over to Burns, but that leaves you two to go over this game. I do have a good game to go to. That's Burns and East Lincoln. That'll be a good game. I'm not going to pick a winner because I don't want to seem biased on air. So, with that, we'll take a commercial break, and when we come back, you'll have more of Terry Reinhardt and Shannon Allen taking you from here. I'm Hunter Yancey. I'll be signing off right now, but we'll be back after these messages on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Good evening. Tonight's forecast, mostly cloudy with a chance for some rain. Lows bottom out in the mid to upper 30s overnight. It's a chilly rain out there. We will have the chance of a few rain showers tomorrow. Partly sunny skies expected with highs climbing into the low to mid 40s. On Sunday, partly cloudy and finally starting to dry out, but still a chilly and damp day outside. Highs climb back into the low to mid 50s on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 6:32, and the temperature is 47 degrees.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
At Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville, they treat you like family because you are. Making the most of your money starts by managing and growing your money. Come by Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville and learn how you can protect your money and actions you can take. Plus, they can provide you with hints and tips. Learn more by visiting their website at carolinafcu.org or drop by their office at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Become part of their family today. Since 1990, Bradley Sports has been this area's top supplier of custom screen printing, embroidery, team uniforms, athletic apparel, equipment, trophies, signs, banners, and magnets. Plus, they can also do vehicle lettering too. They are your one-stop shop. And now's the time to get your team letter jackets, and they are now your Adidas team dealer. Order your letter jackets for Christmas now. Bradley Sports, online at bradleyinc.com. Or drop by their store at 2522 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 on Friday, and 9 to 1 on Saturday. That's Bradley Sports. They're rounding up the savings this month at the Roundup store in Shelby. Come on in and check it out. And now you can rent to own your new storage building from the Roundup store. Plus, see the line of all-wood kitchen cabinets, doors, countertops, gazebos, roofing, shingles, masonite siding, doghouses, floor covering, all-wood bathroom vanities, and more. Even chicken coops. The Roundup Store, 1610 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Open 8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday till noon on Saturday. Online at roundupshelby.com.
Buying a home can seem like a daunting task, but it's really not with Homestar Financial. With a short phone call, we can get you pre-approved. Once pre-approved, you're free to shop for the home of your dreams. At Homestar Financial, we can tell you the price or payment range that you qualify for. Your realtor will appreciate that you took the time to get pre-approved. So call me today. Let's make buying a home a dream come true. With Homestar Financial, it's quick and easy with no surprises at closing. Call today.
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
This area's largest selection of gas logs are found at the all-new Today's Pro in their new location at 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right across from Harbor Freight. Come in now and see their selection of gas logs, and they are the new dealer for Cozy Heat Logs. Keep in mind, Old Man Winter is lurking right around the corner, and now Today's Pro carries Weber gas grills, and they are a propane tank filling station. Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right across from Harbor Freight. Open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Wednesday morning from 11 to 12 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelge and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Golf Shop Radio, Wednesday mornings at 11 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM. Online at kdcbroadcasting.com. Brought to you by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet in Clover, South Carolina.
You hear them clicks going tap, 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 tap. 704 beats per average. Yeah. First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the
And we are back here on the Witherspoon Agency pregame show. Shannon Allen with Terry Reinhardt. We're going to talk about 4 more games. Once again, I'd like to thank Mitchum's Kitchen for their meal tonight, and it's very good every week, and especially when Terry doesn't forget it, and it was exceptional tonight.
Well, I hardly ever try to forget it.
There you go.
But anyway, the takeout order is 704-276-1155. Call them, Robin or Carol, either one. They'll take care of you. And if you need catering, since Christmas and Thanksgiving all's coming up, 704-276-1153. And they'll take care of you on your catering part.
There you go. So Mitchum's Kitchen, thank you a lot. So we're going to jump, and we're going to start with, we got 4 games left before we get to the ones that we're covering tonight. And real quick, we're going to go through these. Avery County, the 8th seed, is taking on Starmount, the 9th seed, up in Boone. No, excuse me, they're in Avery County. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, Terry, what do you know about this game?
Well, both of these two have been to the playoffs quite often. I mean, we usually hear their names every time the playoffs come out. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go out, not on a limb. I'm taking Avery County to win 31-21 over Starmount.
I'm on the other hand. I'm going to take Starmount because I know 2 guys from up there I went to college with, and I think they just do the right things at Starmount. So I'm going to say Starmount. I'm going to say they'll win by 7. The next game will be Polk County, a local team, sort of. The number 7 seed taking on East Wilkes, playing host to East Wilkes, the number 10 seed in the Little 2A. Terry, what do you say about this game?
Yeah, this one right here, East Wilkes going to Polk County. We see Polk County play around here or play some of our teams. Very impressed with how they play football every year. And I'm going to take Polk County to win this one 31. Well, let me go a little bit higher. I'm going to go 35-14 over East Wilkes.
I agree with you there. Polk County, one of probably the prettiest places to watch a high school football in the setting of the Blue Ridge Mountains behind you. But after Polk County played Mountain Heritage tough last week, you got to give them a little credit here. They're a pretty tough team. So I think I agree with you. Polk County will easily win this game. Next up will be the number 6 seed, Swain. I'm assuming that's Swain County.
It is.
And we'll be taking on Union Academy, the number 11th seed out of a local conference.
Yeah, and this will be tough. Union Academy comes in 6-4. Swain County 9-2 for Union County. This is their 8th appearance in the playoff. They are 7-7. Swain County, their 39th appearance in the playoff. They are 91-30. This is the 2nd all-time winningest team in Western North Carolina, only behind Shelby, 428, 183, and 2. Union Academy is led by Isaac King, the junior, 1,751 yards, 21 touchdowns. He's going to have to be a lot tonight for them to defeat Swain County, and I do not believe that's going to happen. I'm going to take Swain. It's a tough place to play up there. Swain County 49, Union Academy 14.
Yeah, I was looking at a stat here, and the top 3 teams from the Southern Piedmont Conference, Mountain Island, Thomas Jefferson, and Bessemer City, they defeated Union Academy by a combined score of 152-20.
Yeah.
So that ought to tell you a lot right there. A long drive from Union Academy as well, coming from Monroe going up to Swain County. Swain County win easily. Excuse me, I'm going to say 42-7. Excuse me. Last game before we get into our local games here, and this is a local game. The number 5 seed, Mountain Island Charter. They will be playing host to the number 12 seed, a team from their conference, Community School of Davidson.
Yeah, Community School of Davidson comes in 5-6. This is their 5th playoff appearance. They are 2-4. For Mountain Island Charter, they're 9-2. Their 4th playoff appearance, they are 2-3. But you know, me and you sat back last year and said Mountain Island should be the team to really to walk through the 1A, and that never did happen. I think they was knocked out in round 1. And, you know, and that really surprised me. Here's you another opportunity. What will happen tonight? You're playing a team that you have already defeated this year, and I think they might give you a little bit of tough game to start the game, but I think you're going to pull it out. And I'm going to go with Mountain Island Charter, 38, Community School of Davidson, 21.
Yeah, you never want to play a team twice, especially that same team from your conference. And I agree, it'll start out probably sluggish for both teams, but I think Burris, you know, he's going to be the guy. You know, that as Mountain Island goes, I do believe as he goes, Mountain Island will go. So I agree with you. Mountain Island will win. That's a great score. I'm going to say that. So that's our games that we are not broadcasting, that are not going to be on YouTube or on the radio. So we're going to jump over now into our local games. This first one, you want to start there at the top, Terry? You want to do on top left? You want to start with Shelby?
Well, we can.
Okay, so on the Shelby Golden Lion YouTube channel, it will be the number 1 seed in the 2AA West, the Shelby Golden Lions, taking on the number 16 seed, the West Iredale. What are they? The West Iredale
Warriors.
Yes. West Iredale Warriors. What do you think about this game, Mr. Rodman?
This is West Iredale. You drew Shelby. And when you did that, it was about like, please give us somebody else. But this is what happens. This is your 13th playoff appearance. You are 3-12, and you're playing a Shelby team who is 9-1. And their playoff appearance, amazing. 126, 39-5 all time. They are the defending 2018 champs. You cannot match them man for man, and they will show you that early. And I've got Shelby winning this one right here, 53-14 over West Iredale.
Yeah, I agree with you. Isaiah Best coming in, throwing over 2,500 yards. Shelby has a 1-2 running attack with Danye Fuller and Omar Phillips. Shelby's just, I met with them this morning, did their devotion with them. Coach Wilbanks, the last thing he said before I got up there and spoke was, set your mark. You know, let's show these team why you're Shelby. And so I think this will be a game tonight. Shelby will easily win. I'm going to say 56-7. So that's the Shelby Golden, or the Shelby game on the Shelby Golden Lion YouTube channel. The next game, Terry, this is going to be your bread and butter here, right here. You can hear this one on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, or you can also listen to it on WLON 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. The number 5 seed Ashe County will be playing host to the number 12 seed from Vale, North Carolina, the West Lincoln Rebels.
You know, when this come out, I was so happy because we kept looking at either Maiden or Burns at the start, and then all of a sudden it comes out you're going to Ashe County. I think West Lincoln matches up very well with this team, but it's 2 total separate offenses that are run. When you get to West Lincoln, you got Xavier Pendergrass, 1,082 yards, 14 touchdowns. Cannon Bridges with 1,800 yards and 27 touchdowns. West Lincoln comes into this game 0-9 all time in playoffs. If you go to Ashe County, this is their 16th appearance in the playoffs. They are 3-16 all time in the playoffs. Can West Lincoln match up with them? I think they can. And that way come out of this Mountain Valley 1A, 2A. Ashe County was 6-1, Elkin 6-1, but they come in with Dawson Cox, a junior, who is the passing guy. He was 234 out of 391 yards, 3268 total yards, 35 touchdowns, but he also threw 13 interceptions. And rushing, they got Bowen Krause, leads the way with 105 carries, 684 and 11 touchdowns. But through the air, they've got a guy that's had over 75 catches. West Lincoln, to me, must be in a zone. Try to keep the guys in front of them. I don't think we can match them man to man if we go to that. I mean, we might every now and then, but play a zone, make them have 6, 7, 8 passes to get down the field. I think this is going to be a game. Who can stop who? West Lincoln's going to get the ball. I don't think they can stop us on the ground, and I think we will use up time and we will score. This will be a big scoring game. I've got West Lincoln 49, Ashe County 41.
Oh, wow. It's a close game. The kid you got that caught 75 passes, his name is Austin Poe.
Yeah.
He's got over 1,000 yards. To me, it looks like Ashe County's just going to throw the football. And, you know, you talking about matching man for man and playing the zone defense. I think what's going to be the selling point for this game is the West Lincoln defensive front. They pin the ears back and go get that quarterback. That's going to start making Ashe County do something they're not probably accustomed to doing.
They have said a lot of times, if you get this guy to move out of the pocket because he wants to stay center pocket, that things can happen, you know. So, you know, we got to get him to where he's moving in the backfield and making passes that we can adjust our defense and maybe pick a few off. Because, again, he's thrown 13 interceptions this year. So, you know, if we can turn the game around and get on top of them, but we don't want to get behind.
Right.
But that's the biggest thing about this thing, because they're a passing team, and I think they're going to stay in the game with us. We just got to be able, because we went back and I said, well, let me check on a few other games that they've had. And, you know, besides the High Brightons and the Wataugas that they played that blew them out, you go back to 2014, they beat Maiden 34-27. They lost to West Caldwell the next year in 2015, 26-24. And then they played West Caldwell the next year and lost to them 54-40. So they've been in games that have close with teams that's been in this conference. So that's the reason I'm saying this game's going to be close. I think it's going to come down to the end.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think West Lincoln will win. I'm going to say 42-30, 42-35. I agree with you. It's going to be a close game. Once again, you can listen to that game. Great ball game. WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, or on WLON 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. So the next game, the game Hunter just left to go to, it will be the Burns Bulldogs. And you can listen to this game on the Burns Bulldogs YouTube channel, or you can listen to it on the radio, WHS 1390 AM, 101.5 FM. The number 6 seed in the Big 2A, Burns, will be playing the number 11 seed in the Big 2A, the East Lincoln Mustangs. How do you see this game playing out?
This right here, when I look at East Lincoln and I think of their linebackers are very good. They fill the holes that they got to fill, but you're playing a Burns team, you know, and Pryor's going to be the main guy. Will Burns look at this and say, let's stop him and let Sweeney be the guy that tries to beat us? You know, I don't know how they're looking at it, because you got Lubowicz and you got Devine, and hey, Devine loves this. He's back in the playoffs, and Burns should be a tough out in this two-way thing. East Lincoln comes in 8-3 in the playoffs. They're 32-21. Burns 9-2 in the playoffs. They are 27-20. You're playing up here. I guarantee this place is going to be packed. East Lincoln will bring a lot of people with them. A great place to go. And Hunter, I'm glad you're getting ready to be there. This should be a game to watch, you know, on the air, on the radio for us tonight. But and Tom Sanofani and them will be there. What a great game this will be. And I am going out on this. I think East Lincoln might be able to play with them for a while, but I think Burns is going to pull it out at the end. I've seen Burns play the last couple of weeks, and the game's over in the first quarter. Yeah. I think East Lincoln maybe will be in the game for the halftime into the third quarter, but I've got Burns winning this one 35-21.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think a lot of thing about Burns, well, the one thing, and y'all mentioned this last week on the post-game show, that no Cleveland County team has lost at home this year. Yeah. And Burns, you know, they're averaging or beating opponents by 28 points playing at Ron Green Stadium. Burns is different at home. They're different. They're going to be a lot different this week because they have their quarterbacks coming back after having a concussion 2 weeks ago. They have the kid Dorian Starnes, who was a dynamic defensive player for Burns. He was the one that got hurt in the Shelby game. They had to put the cart off in the ambulance. He's back this week. So I think that is going to, you know, that's going to turn the atmosphere up. That's going to get the kids pumped up. And, again, it's going to be a great atmosphere for a game. Cole Barber versus Keywan Pryor. That's going to be the matchup. Mm-hmm. Who can stop each? Which defense can stop? I like Burns' offense better than I like East Lincoln's offense, and I love Burns' defense better than East Lincoln's defense. So I agree with you. Burns will have their way tonight. I'm going to say it's going to be like a 35-21 game as well. It's going to be a close, if you call that a close game, it'll be close early until the jitterbugs settle down, and then each team will start doing what they need to do. So that's the Burns Bulldog, or the game on the Burns Bulldogs YouTube channel, WHS 1390 AM, 101.5 FM. So now we move to, we have 2 games left, and this is a surprise team to a lot of people. The Crest Chargers. They are the number 1 seed in the Little 3A. They will be playing the number 16 seed in the Asheville Irwin. They're the Warriors too. The Asheville Irwin Warriors. So how do you see? And you can list this on the Crest Chargers YouTube channel. How do you see this one, Terry?
Well, this one started out. Asheville Irwin started the year at 0-4. They come in this game 5-6 overall. This is their 21st appearance in the playoffs. They are 17-20. Crest comes in 92. They are in the playoffs 69-30 overall. I just think Crest has surprised everybody this year from how they started, and a coach saying, "Whoa, I don't know. I think I might have lost this team," but he never lost his team. This team rebounded like all Cleveland County teams do, and what a streak they put on to come out and win the Big South Conference. And for Crest, playing at home against Asheville Irwin, they will continue what they're doing. They will make it win number 70 in the playoffs, and I've got Crest winning this one game right here, 42-14.
Yeah, after the Burns and Shelby game, middle of the season for Crest, where they just got manhandled by both teams, it looked down. It looked dismal for Crest. They're like, okay, maybe they may make the playoffs, but they found a way to stay in it, and they got better each week. Terry, the one thing that I saw last week was, throughout the whole year, it's been the TJ Ruff kid, the TJ Ruff show. What can he do to help Crest win games? And he's a playmaker. But last week, Jalen Graham, their other big running back, stepped up. You have those two firing on all cylinders, as evident as it was last week. Crest is dangerous to stop. Now, their defense is still a little shaky at times. They're going to still give up the points, but if you cannot stop Crest offense, they're going to be hard to handle, and they're going to be a tough out for anybody in that 3A West. So I agree with you. Tonight will just, again, be a speed bump in the road for Crest. They'll just roll over and keep going. 56-7 is my score tonight. Crest will defeat Irwin. In the last game, tonight will be on the Kings Mountain YouTube channel. Once again, thanks to David Brinkley and Brinkley Financial Services for video in this game.
Much.
Yeah, putting the money up. That's huge. That's big. And also to the guy from Crest, from the crematory, Barber. Oh my goodness, that's not good. What do you say?
Say it again, Calvin.
Robert Morgan.
Yes,
thank you to Robert Morgan.
That's right.
And for his generous donation as well. Start next week for Crest. So, but tonight on the Kings Mountain YouTube channel, the number 7 West Henderson. I think they're the Falcons, aren't they? The West Henderson. Whatever they are. West Henderson will be playing host to one of the most dangerous teams in 3A right now, Kings Mountain Mountaineers. How do you think this one's going to?
This one right here, I guarantee when West Henderson saw this bracket come out, they said, "You got to be kidding me." I mean, that's all I can say. West Henderson started 8-0 on the year, and they've lost 2 of their last 3. They finished 9-2. This is their 22nd playoff appearance. They are 8-21. And for Kings Mountain coming in the playoffs, they're 27-21-2. But coming into this one, you are looking at a team that's coming in that has all kind of power. And for West Henderson, I guess the bonus of it, you're playing at home. So when it's all over, it's not going to be far to go and get in your bed. But West Henderson's led by senior Peyton Dimsdale, 1,172 yards and 10 touchdowns. He will be the guy that will try to bring an upset up in the mountains, or at West Henderson for them. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Kings Mountain, and you wonder how they lost 2 games. I mean, this is a great team, and for some people, they're going to say 9-2 is a bad year. For what they had, but and they didn't win the conference and etc. But I don't think this will be a problem. Kings Mountain, but West Henderson does score a lot of points. Will they be able to stay in the game? I don't think so. I got Kings Mountain 57, West Henderson 27.
Yeah, I went online up to Hendersonville, the Blue Ridge Times online, And it was talking about Hendersonville playing Brevard, which it says two teams from that area. And said one is playing a team they're familiar with, which Hendersonville and Brevard. He said the other one is playing the best third-place team in the state.
Wow.
And that, to me, says a lot. Kings Mountain, you look at that 10th seed and you're thinking, okay, well, we're playing at home. We're playing somebody probably not as good as us. But I don't think West Henderson understands. I'm sure the coaches do and the players probably understand that. But that's how important one game. If you lose one game, that can just not ruin it for your season, but it can put you in a hard position. And especially when you have to go up to West Henderson, and because the last time Kings Mountain played them up there, Coach Lloyd told me West Henderson beat them pretty good. So, but tonight I don't think that's going to happen. I think Kings Mountain's going to set a statement tonight that we are a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to say 63-7. I think they're going to go up there and just kick the door in, and I don't think West Henderson's going to have an answer for them. I really don't. Kings Mountain when they play to their potential, they're as good as anybody.
Oh, I agree.
They're as good as anybody.
Agree.
And hats off to Crest what they did last week. Beating Kings Mountain was a phenomenal feat for them. But anyway, so on the Kings Mountain YouTube channel, once again, thanks to David Brinkley for offering the finances to be able to video this game. Kings Mountain will be traveling to West Henderson, 10 versus 7. So with that is all of our games, and we still have about 4 minutes to go here. You got anything you want to talk about over there?
Well,
Terry?
I know we didn't start off with, but the little tidbits that we keep up with all the time. In the national scene, Caledonia, Minnesota still leads the way. They won last week, running their record now to 65. Martinsville, West Virginia is still second. They won 52, and Tarboro coming in at number 3 with 40. And again, in North Carolina, Tarboro with 40. Weddington has 21, and there's 8 teams now with 11, and that all happened this year, most of them, and Statesville's one of those teams. So, that's your tidbits for the week. For us here, we want our area teams to win, and, we picked a few upsets here tonight, we both did, but, hey, we pull for our teams. That's what we want to win here, because the longer you're in here and in the playoffs, the longer we'll be able to talk to you, and we're not looking forward to next year yet. We want to finish with another state champion or 2 or 3 or 4 coming from our area, like always.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be able to do this and just talk about football. Talk about, instead of, we're talking about college or pros, we're talking about our local teams, and we know a lot of these kids, we know a lot of the coaches, and what they do week in and week out is just phenomenal. Let me say, too, here, I'm not looking ahead or anything like that. I don't want to do that. But there's some possible great second-round matchups if certain teams win. And we just get ready to talk about Kings Mountain, or just finished. Kings Mountain has Statesville next week if they both win.
Exactly, and I want to mention somebody else that would be a great game. If West Lincoln can win tonight and win their first playoff game, next week, if South Point would win, South Point would be going to West Lincoln,
traveling to Vail
for round 2, and that would be the first home game ever in the playoffs for West Lincoln. And you're talking about a place that'll be proud. Do you want to play South Point? Well, yeah, that's who we want to play. I don't know whether we want them that bad, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? But you got to go through people to get there. But, that would be a great matchup in round 2. Yeah. And my whole deal is that would conquer two feats for West, a win and then having a home playoff game the very next weekend if South Point could pull a victory.
Oh, yeah, big weekends, or big 2 weeks there for West Lincoln if that does happen. Another game, another possibility for a local team would be Burns, and I'm not looking ahead by any means, but Burns going to Highbright next week for a second-round matchup. That would be a very, very good ball game. And you got there's some possibilities, but we got to get through tonight
first.
Yes,
you do.
And you mentioned West Lincoln as far as getting a home playoff game. Chase, they have an opportunity they're playing I think one of their first home games in a long time in the playoffs. So congratulations to them down there at the farm as well. But yeah, there's a lot of good teams, a lot of local teams around. Some are going to get beat tonight, just the way it goes. But next week we will be back here. And so, anything else you want to add, Terry?
No, I mean, go out, enjoy your teams. Hey, this is it. I mean, you either win or you go home now, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. So for Terry Reinhardt and Hunter Yancey, who's probably over at Burns by now, and I'm Shannon Allen, we have had a great time tonight dissecting this first round of the playoffs. Hope you either watch it, go to it, listen to it, whatever you do. Just be careful, have a good time, God bless, and have a great, great weekend.
Yes.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon